Welcome to Coffee Meets Cloud, where three women in tech come together to share real stories about leadership, life, and everything in between. Join our hosts, Karami McCollum.
Oh, I love the voice note feature, y'all.
Cassandra Parker.
I'm hanging in there like a hair in a biscuit.
And Rachel Rogers.
We have the power to change it.
Your go-to source for candid conversations and unfiltered insights. So, grab your coffee, pull up a chair, and join the chaos.
Welcome back to another episode of Coffee Meets Cloud. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Did I already say happy Tuesday? I'm losing my mind.
No, you did not.
Okay, there we go. How are you doing? What's up?
Well, we started this with already having a conversation, so we had to stop the conversation to then do the intro. So
we've been rambling a hot minute.
I saved something for the conversation in my what happened. I know. Be shocked. So I thought this was super funny. So one of my friends from work the other day, she called my cell phone and I answer it and she goes, "Hey, it's me." And I said, "I know, I have caller ID."
Did you use a cell phone of today?
Does it actually have to say it's me anymore?
Well, she said, I say that all the time and literally nobody's ever called me out. I was like, well, to be clear, I'm one of those people that if I don't know who it is, I'm not answering.
Right.
Like with all the spam people, I'm not answering a random number. So if I see it's you, I'm going to pick up the phone and answer. But if you tell me, "Hey, it's me," I got you. I already know that part.
Yeah.
So I thought it was funny, like when you think about how we've changed answering the phone, because under to your point of like when there was a time there was no caller ID. I lived through those dark ages.
Me too.
And
it's so scary.
It was Russian roulette when you answer the phone.
Pick up the phone. "Hey, it's me." Cool. Who's me?
Mm-hmm.
Were y'all alive in the time of party lines?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Oh, yes.
I had to say it like that because I, in fact, was not.
It was a good time.
As far back as I can remember, that we did have like regular house phones. We didn't have cell phones. I remember the call waiting happening at some point, but I don't remember what age I was when that came out. But I remember the event in which it became a thing. So I know there was a time before that. But we didn't do party lines.
You used to have to have a special thing that would connect to your phone that would be the caller ID. Like it wasn't even built into the phone when it came out.
Man, when you had to come home and listen to your voicemails.
Yeah.
To find out if you got that call back.
Ooh, if you were really fancy, you could dial into your own phone number and hit a button when the answering machine picked up and listen to them.
That's true. Mm-hmm. That's true. I remember that.
Also, your answering machine message was key.
It was key.
Like how you let people know.
Oh, like recording the song. Even when the cell phones came out. You remember when you'd record the radio to play a little clip before you said whatever? Man, the good days. It was the little things back then.
See, you don't get all that joy anymore. Like, I know that it's nice to be able to pull up your Spotify and listen to whatever you want to listen to, but the pure joy that you got from waiting for that song to be played on the radio and getting the timing on the cassette tape to record it just right. Oh, when you would have that perfect mix.
And to have the cassette tape, like to understand where in your cassette tape you could overlap songs. So if you wanted to change out a section,
I got so good at being able to pick up another receiver in the house and nobody realized I'd picked up.
Me too.
Like I was so slick with that.
Me too.
It was just like you had to get the movement just right and then just like immediately okay. Anyways, I'm telling on myself.
We would have like it would be on the receiver and I would like put my finger over the little lever thing, and then pick up the song, then you easily lift it, then there's no sound.
Yep.
Kids these days will never know the fun. You can't listen in on someone's conversation. I guess you could if you picked up someone's AirPod and put the other one in your ear. That'd probably
yeah.
Well, but there's a lot of people that just talk on speakerphone. So
true.
That is so obnoxious too, by the way. Like, I don't want to hear your conversation.
No.
People do it like Walmart walking around and they're just talking.
The airport.
Yes, the airport.
Airport drives me nuts. Like, what are you doing up in the airport? Like, also, freaking walk. There's airport protocol. Please get on your side. And if you are going to be slow, there is a side for you to stand on. It is called the right. The left, you walk fast.
Well, it's the same thing. Don't even get me started about road rage. Y'all, we had an encounter and all this back and forth. I
Mhm.
didn't even think to tell y'all. Y'all, I'm so peopled out. I think
Oh, yeah.
did I already tell y'all this? Who was I talking to? I can't even keep track of who I'm talking
It
to
wasn't
anymore,
us.
y'all.
I haven't talked to you.
Okay, well, so for the people who don't know, which is everybody listening to this, my grandfather passed away. Okay, cool. We don't have to cry about it. I probably would if I talk about it too long. Very important man. Love him. Rest in peace. Okay, cool. Well, before he passed last week, he was in the hospital for 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks. So there's a lot of back and forth. In this commuting, however you say that, there was a gentleman who came up behind us and we were in the left lane, but we weren't the first person in the left lane. We were also behind a line of people in the left lane. And slowly but steadily passing the people in the right lane. But this gentleman was just not pleased with how slowly the line of cars in the left lane was passing the people. In his mind, you should do. I mean, everybody was going over the speed limit, in fairness, just not a lot. And he was like doing all this bobbing and weaving and all this stuff. And at one point, there was a gap beside us in the right lane that he got into, and he was like, staring in our mirror. And Jessica was like panicked. She was like, "You just need to get over. You just need to get over." I said, "To do what?" Like, they're not moving hardly. Like, our lane is moving, so I'm supposed to get over. But she was like, "I don't care if we get over there and just sit still. I don't want this man." People are crazy. I mean, somebody we went to school with was pew-pewed. If you know what I'm saying when I say pew-pewed, their car got pew-pewed in a very similar situation, and she got hit in her head. Now, luckily, she lived to tell the tale. She had to do rehab and all this, and I'm sure she's still dealing with the effects of that.
Yeah.
But their kids were in the car, and I mean, my kids were in the car when this happened, so Jessica was panicked. But like, come on, guys.
It's
to
not
go
that
how
dramatic.
much faster, because you're still going to meet other traffic. The interstate is literally full of other cars. Even if you get around this little pack, you're just going to hit it again.
At least, so Jamie had 2 encounters. One where Kinley was in the car, and he was in a parking lot. He drove into a grocery store parking lot, okay? And this guy, you know how they have the part where you're supposed to go slow? Well, Jamie had stopped, and he had started to go, and this guy just comes running out the doors of the grocery store and just cuts right in front of him. Like, all of a sudden, Jamie's supposed to slam on his brakes. So Jamie slams on his brake and just raises his hand like, "Dude, what the hell?" And the guy like started going off on him. So then like he moved out the way. So Jamie pulled in the parking spot. The guy came and jumped on the top of Jamie's truck.
Oh my gosh.
And Jamie was like,
die.
"Oh no." And he like got out and he's like, "What the hell, man?" Because Kinley was in the back. And like, what was this person going to do? You ran out in front of a moving vehicle and then got mad because you ran out in front of a moving vehicle, and then you want to charge the vehicle? Like, what good comes of that?
But what's unfortunate about it is when you are dealing with someone who is unhinged, which they clearly are, if they're going to get that moved by traffic, there is no rationalizing. They are talking clearly
out of their mind.
You literally just have to disengage. There is no good that can come from even engaging at all, even if you're very clearly in the right.
But I mean, how do you protect yourself, right? Like, in a moving vehicle situation, it's different. But when you get at it, Jamie had another thing happen to him at a stoplight where this guy approached his vehicle and was just yelling and screaming at him. And Jamie told him, he's like, "Well, when I get home, I'm gonna have to Google half the words you said because I don't know what you tried to call me." But they're approaching vehicles, and I think that's pretty brazen. Of someone. Like, you have no idea.
You
what
might be coming up on
vehicle.
somebody just as crazy as you are,
right?
Or
crazier.
Or crazier,
or heavily armed. You don't know.
Exactly. It was it's pretty crazy. How do you think about protecting your family? And I think about that too with the craziness of daylight savings time potentially going away. I don't know if you guys have been following
I have
this.
seen it.
I thought I wanted this, but now that I'm seeing all the talk about it and the reason that they didn't do it when they tried it in the 70s, now I'm nervous.
Why?
Well,
I missed that.
Oh, tell her, Rachel.
okay.
I know you know.
I know.
I just don't like it when it's super dark.
Yeah, but wait till you hear about the
But like, so some of the arguments are like, okay, so kids' schools don't start any later then. So you're putting kids in a street at essentially nighttime waiting for buses to come. Like, a lot of it
Some
is
parts
more
of the
about
country, the sun would not finally start to rise until they're like 8:30 or 9:00
9
in the
o'clock.
morning.
Yeah. And so they're like, you think about how many hours kids have been at school at that point. Like, there's a lot of safety
And that's a small
concerns.
logistics thing, but there's
Right.
also a circadian rhythm issue
Sure.
that happens. So
Mhm.
apparently they tried to do this. They did like a trial of this in the 70s somewhere. Did they do it across the whole
Yeah.
country? I don't know. I didn't
don't
read a
think
whole
so.
I
lot about
wasn't
it.
No.
alive then.
But they
Finally, something I
trialed
wasn't
it.
alive.
Dang. It's the little things, you know? Celebrate what you can, girl.
Right. That's what you do.
Yeah, you go. But
You
yeah,
weren't
so
even a twinkle in your daddy's eye at that
for
point.
those couple reasons and some others,
Yeah.
they were
Well,
like, this isn't gonna work.
It's like, look at Alaska, right? But that's the flip side of the argument. And when you look at Alaska, like, what is it? Is it summer or winter? Where they go, like, where it's basically night
It's
all
winter.
day and all night.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And then in the flip, it's basically sunlight all the
Or is
time.
it summer? I don't know. I know
I
what you're
don't
talking
know.
about.
Yeah. But
And that's why the suicide rate in Alaska is the
Mhm.
highest.
I was gonna say, I
anywhere
have a
else
friend
in
that
the
tried to
country.
live there,
Mhm.
and he was pretty miserable and had to leave. So I don't know.
yeah.
First of all, how cold is it in Alaska? There's no way I could live there anyway. I'm
No.
not that person. I could not live in that cold. So I would never attempt it. But second of
Cold,
all,
dark.
if
You also
as
have
much
to
as
really
I hate
like
dark
fish.
at 5, well, yeah, but as dark as it gets at 5 o'clock in the wintertime around here, I can only imagine my depression if it never was sunny and it snowed up to your roof. Like,
Or
Mhm.
hot. I
I-
mean, not hot, but like really warm. You know, like
No
getting out
pools?
and being able to exactly.
Mm-mm.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
I'm out.
Well-
Alaska, appreciate you. I know you're beautiful
Yeah.
and all those things.
So
but no.
what are they saying about the status of trying to pass that? Because let me tell y'all, I don't tune into current events anymore. I can't for my mental health, so I don't.
It's- Same.
It's going to the Senate. I don't know if it actually made it. It might have made it by the point that this airs. I don't know. Past the House, but I thought it was really interesting that, but when you think about it at the onset of like not having to jump forward and fall back and all that, sounds great. But then you start thinking about the logistics of it, and it's like, well, maybe that's not the best. Or if it is the best, we need to provide ourselves better infrastructure to accommodate for the changes that'll be required. Like
Right.
in my subdivision, let's get some street lights
Right.
for the kids that
Well,
have to stand outside.
And I was gonna
like,
say too, like, with all due respect, is there really nothing more critical to be worried about in the House and the Senate? I mean,
no,
come
Carrie,
on.
here's a flip side, right? This is the only thing they can agree on.
Wait, yeah.
Ah,
So
there
it's
you go.
worse.
Well, part of me is
guys.
like, what are they trying to distract from in like getting people
Right.
excited about this whole daylight savings thing?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, anyways, we're not a political show, so let's not go there.
Yeah.
But
No, but I mean, look, it's like all decisions in business too, right?
yeah.
It's like people are making the decisions that are easy, that are less controversial to them. And then the ones that are controversial will have 32 meetings about 4 emails and 52 follow-ups and circle backs. And
Mm-hmm.
who knows what
Decision
else
by
happens.
committee and all that jazz.
No, non-decision by committee.
Oh, yeah.
We have committees.
We have committees to make decisions, but they never make decisions. They just make meetings.
And the number of people it takes to have those conversations that don't even meet.
I'm a big fan of make a
Oh,
decision, move on. Let's
Please,
just.
Lord.
Mm-mm.
Well, I mean, speaking of well, not really pivot into that, hearing all that just made my brain feel really frazzled and reminded me that school starts back, which I know we're doing a back to school episode.
Yeah.
Next week, make sure you guys tune in. We got a really cool guest coming. Or maybe that's the week after. I don't know the timing, but
No, it'll be next week. This will come out next week and it'll be the week after, but yes.
I'm so ready for my offspring to be in a different building.
Yes.
Take
I'm ready for the
them.
routine. The routine is
Yes.
off at my house and it causes a conflustration for everybody. Like Liam's not going to bed at the right time, which means he's not getting up at the right time, which means it trickles down. It messes with everybody's routine and I just need it to be back.
And
Yeah.
depending on where you're tuning in from, for reference, Georgia has off June and July. So the
It's
first week of
gotten so
August,
short,
the
y'all.
kids, the kids go back. Well, that's because they get so many breaks throughout the year.
Yeah, they're trying
Yeah.
to. I think they've just been trying to like get us into year-round school without saying they're moving
Pretty
to
much.
year-round school.
But it
Whatever.
is proven that the less time kids spend between their
Sure.
grades, the more they retain. So it's a little bit
Yeah.
easier to go back. I mean, and they do still get it 2
Now
months
look,
off, so.
flip side, maybe work needs to be the school schedule.
Oh, yes. Yes,
I
yes,
mean,
yes.
we're trying to like make school the work schedule, but maybe we should be doing the opposite, like Europe. Again,
Preach it.
they've been here for all the FIFA stuff, right?
Now,
All summer.
if the House and the Senate want to get together on that conversation, I am fully supportive.
That we will do. That we will do.
You will see us in Washington.
Absolutely. We will definitely be carrying the signs. Vote yes, 100%.
Is it
I
about
will
to
be
rain at your
logic.
house, Cassandra?
Yes,
Did it
I
get
was just going
darker?
to turn on my light. It's getting darker. In here.
Okay. I just
Man.
noticed. I was like, I don't remember
There
the
we go.
last we all talked about Rowan's stuff, but he changed his we talked about him changing his medication.
Yeah.
Y'all, it's been amazing. Now, not in the sense that like I don't think there's a way he's going to be able to go back to school and not be on some form of a short acting stimulant to just be able to stay, because he still has the flightiness, we'll call it, where getting his attention can be difficult. But when I tell you his mood is so much more regulated now, not that he was hard to deal with before, but it's just very like a very consistent mood, very pleasant. He's sleeping. There's so much irony in this at how well he's sleeping, because before he got diagnosed with ADHD and was put on said stimulant, he had insomnia terribly. He had a hard time falling asleep. He would wake up early. And that's one of the symptoms of ADHD that's untreated is insomnia and difficulty sleeping. So the fact that coming off of the medication he was on for ADHD
would make him be able to sleep is odd.
Now he's on a different medication, so maybe it's just that this
Probably
medication is more effective for that, right? But y'all, I have loved this. Now, if he didn't have to go to school, I wouldn't put him on a single other thing.
Right.
Like, yeah, he's flighty. Yeah, I have to say his name about 4 or 5 times to get his attention before I can give him direction sometimes. I don't care. That's not that big a deal to me. I'm used to it, right? I would take that over, some of the other stuff from his other medicine. So I'm interested to see how this school year goes. We're starting with a new teacher. He does have the 504 now. So the AP that we were working with said, don't even mention it to his new teacher. The 504 follows him, and you don't want them to have any preconceived notions about him. So we're not going to mention it. But we were supposed to have his follow-up with the psychiatrist this week, and then my grandfather's funeral happened, so I had to reschedule it. And as you can imagine, the next available appointment,
probably Christmas.
Well, no, it's in August, but school will have already started back, so he will not be on a stimulant yet. There's going to be at least a couple of weeks where he's just on, and I wish I had the name of it to tell y'all. Quellbry, that's the name of it. I don't remember what kind of medication it is. For anybody who's interested, it's not a stimulant. But yeah, so we're gonna see how this first couple of weeks go with only that.
That's
Hopefully
awesome.
It's all right. Thank you. One win.
We're having the opposite problem. We switched Liam's medication that seemed to be working at first, and now he doesn't eat to the point where he's lost 10 pounds, and I have to take him back to the doctor and say,
10 is a lot.
10 pounds. He won't eat. I mean, yesterday he ate breakfast, and I don't know if he ate when he was at camp, but he did not eat dinner, and he refused. And today he has eaten like 3 chicken nuggets, and I'm like, you have got to eat. I'm not hungry. Like, it's
hard. I mean, with Rowan, we did have to literally make him eat. Now, if he complained that he was he was feeling sick because he'd had too much, I would never. But in his mind, he wasn't hungry and he was ready to be done. And my response was always, I can appreciate that, but I've seen how much spaghetti you can sit down and eat. So I know you can hold more than that. You're going to need to finish those last 3 or whatever. Right. That was at almost every meal was a conversation. No, you need to eat a little bit more. No, you can finish that plate. And we would just not make him huge portions. But that is an unfortunate.
Well, And it seemed to, because we started this medication right at the end of school. So we really don't know how well it was working at school. It seemed to be working at home pretty well. But I don't know. I'm going to take him back to the doctor and say, I think the dosage might be a smidge too high.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a struggle. I mean, this is one of those things we talk about all the time. Medications for your kids, it's such a hard thing. Do you do it? Do you not do it? Do you take them off? Do you change it? Like, and because we've already been through 4. This is our 4th medication that we've tried. So, yeah.
Well, and Rowan has always been Rowan. So I don't even, and not only that, but I mean, he's been on a stimulant for so many years that I didn't know who Rowan was without a stimulant. And now seeing him, I'm like, holy cow! Like he's like an affectionate child. Like not that he wasn't affectionate at all, but it's almost like he was just in his own bubble so much, that he didn't think about much else. And so now, like the number of times he'll just come seek me out and find where I'm at in the house, and I'll say, "Hey, buddy, what's up?" Nothing. He just wants to be in the room with me, or comes over. I just want to get a hug. Gives me a hug, goes back to playing his video game or whatever it was he was doing. What? A 9-year-old boy?
Yeah.
What?
I'm going to need that to hang in, because Liam all the time, he'll say, I love you, mommy. And I'm just like, oh, just randomly, like, I love you too. Don't ever stop. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's awesome. Well, the other thing you can consider too is, depending on the types of medication you're looking at for your child, there are genetic tests that you can get done too that are reasonably priced that allow you to just swab the inside of their cheeks, send it off, and then it tells you what medication they'd respond to the best. I've done it for myself. I've done it for Kenley as well. But really insight. And then you don't go through the ups and downs of trying medication and are you going to have a side effect? Are you going to have this?
Yeah.
It's just a better process. I think they've come a long way, and I hope they continue that.
Well, and I hope more doctors get, I don't know if they have to get certified or just set up with the companies to do that, right? Because I've asked for that, because I knew that you had done it with Kinley, and she's like, oh, I'm not set up to do that. I'm like, well, you should definitely get that, because you're treating children with these kind of things, right? Even if you're treating adults with anxiety and depression, I could see how that would be a huge benefit, right? To making sure you're starting out with a medication that should work for that person. So yeah, I may have to change to a different doctor to get it done. I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah.
I'm not above it. I'll do anything to help my kid.
No, that's the thing, right? The only person who can advocate for them is you, and whatever that means. And not everything works for everybody, and that's okay. That's why there are different doctors and different people in professions. And so, speaking of professions, see what I did there?
I love that pivot.
You're welcome for that one. We have been talking lately because we're in IT. Don't know if you know this. We are it girls, but we want to be clear. We are not those kind of it girls. So there's this misconception, and I appreciate everyone who is not in technology that thinks that when you find a human that is in technology, we can solve your computer problems. We would like to go on record. No, we can't.
I sure can't.
Now I'm a self-help, like if there's a self-service,
of course,
I'm the girl for you. I will find it, but it's not what I went to school to do. It is not what I'm trained to do.
That's the point. It's not that we can't. We absolutely can, and we will. I will help my parents every single time with whatever issues. I will do it. But that's not going to be our go-to. We are not those infrastructure. We are not help desk people.
Super nerds.
I'm not a super nerd in that way at all. And I don't plan to ever be.
We all at some point in our lives went to school, hopefully. I'm going to say hopefully because I don't know everybody's background.
Some amount. Yeah.
Some amount. All I'm saying is it's like going to your math teacher and asking them to teach you Spanish.
Yeah.
They can probably Google it. They can maybe help you with a few words, point you to a few resources.
Yeah.
But they are not going to make you fluent in Spanish.
Right. Yeah. I think what people need to be aware of is that information technology, which is what she means when she says it girls, not the other kind of it girls.
But maybe I meant both.
But maybe she meant both. But yeah, information technology it's an incredibly broad term, and
Huge.
even, for whatever companies you guys work at, if you are not in IT, even what it is at your organization is so broad. You have cybersecurity teams. You have teams that manage your hardware, like your computers and things, keeping those up to snuff. You like infrastructure, to Cassandra's point, they manage all the applications and servers and things that you work from. You've got peripheral teams that manage platforms and applications that plug into those things. You've got data people. You've got, depending on where you work, it's a lot.
Analytics, right?
Analytics.
Yes.
And even when you talk about developers, if you hear that term,
yeah,
not all developers are equal. They can't
No.
just code anything, right?
There's different languages,
right? It's just like English, French,
well,
Spanish, all of
it's
that.
almost it's more like different dialects than it is different
that's what I was gonna
languages.
Well-
Writing code is all a similar thing to some degree, but very different. I don't know. I think it's somewhere between languages and dialects.
Okay.
Some of it is transferable.
It's some kind
between
of
them.
it's a mixture, right? Like,
yeah,
Apex is very similar to like JavaScript, but Python is very different, right? So it's
Right.
and throw in some JSON or
Yeah.
And integrations. You forgot about APIs. Like that's a whole other there's so many different things.
The list could go on and on and on and on. The point being is when I meet someone and they say, "Oh, what do you do?" And I say, "Oh, I work in technology." I can see, even when they don't say anything, their look changes, something in their eye changes, and I know exactly what they're thinking. Like, wow. When I say I work from home and I do technology, I can see what they're picturing. Oh, wow. She sits at this setup with these 3 or 4 monitors and she's coding, and there's all these zeros and ones and other weird
and
alphanumeric things. Yeah. And she's just, who knows, No, actually.
And then they call you and they're like, "Hey, can you fix my printer?" And you're like,
right.
"I don't know about printers."
Negative.
Yep.
We spend a lot of our days creating PowerPoints for communication, helping people understand visions, translating that into something, kind of think of us as human translators. We can speak the tech talk and we can speak the business talk. So we sit somewhere in the middle.
Yeah.
But
we're not product owners, so don't get it twisted.
That's the other thing. Do people even know what product owners are? Because
no, probably not. I didn't know before I got into. Not only, it wasn't even when I first got into the Salesforce ecosystem.
Right.
It really depends on how your organization is structured. If you don't report into a technology organization that subscribes to needing that structure for managing the IT work, then you may still not know.
Well, yeah, because like we've always had BAs, business analysts, everywhere I've been until I got to our current role, and we don't have them because we don't need them.
Love them, by the way. Love them.
Wish
huge
we had
fan.
them.
Huge fan. Never cut them out. Please don't ever make us wear all the hats again.
The good ones.
Love this way to work.
The good ones.
Yes.
Well, any role, it's always about the good ones.
That's true. This is true.
There's always, there's always a population.
Oh, yes.
True story.
But we are thankful that you have tuned into this public service announcement. While we work,
you've learned a little bit about IT.
Exactly. We cannot fix your iPad.
Nope.
Or your computer. Nope. And don't call me about a strange noise your computer's making. I can't see your computer, even if I could help you.
But, I want to say this, though. And I don't remember if I know I put something like this on LinkedIn. I don't remember if we talked about it. That doesn't mean you can't be an effective leader in the space.
Absolutely.
Because all an effective leader, don't get me wrong. You do have to have highly technical people in some parts of leadership in any department, people that really understand that job, that can do the operational things. But what made me think of this is like, there are many conversations, many Slack channels, many rooms that I find myself in where I do not come from the discipline that's being discussed, but being a leader that operates the way I operate translates into steering the conversation, noticing caveats that matter, therefore asking questions that sometimes matter, things that just my lens allows me to do, and continue to push the conversation forward and get to action items and follow-ups and ownership and all those things.
Well, And I find that as a leader in this space, working interdisciplinary with all of these other groups, a lot of times the fact that we don't know what's under the hood can actually spark ideas and more conversation because we have a lens that we view things through. And the fact that we work well together with our other departments, it makes other people think, well, I didn't think about it that way. Maybe we can do it that way, or maybe we can not do it exactly that way, but we can change it a little bit. So I think that's where having so many different groups inside of IT, when it's right and when you can come together and work together, a lot of that it's interchangeable, right? Like I may not understand how your code is written exactly or what you're trying to do, but I know what I'm trying to get to, and we're going to work together on this and we're going to figure it out.
Yep.
It's that notion like we talked about last week with Sasha. You belong, full stop,
Right.
Jeremy, like you said, right? Of when you're in those rooms, don't think
I'm just
about
the
it as
queen of
imposter.
taglines.
Yeah, don't think about it as imposter syndrome, right? I saw that on a master class the other day that it said, if you go into everything thinking you're an imposter, eventually you become one.
Right.
So if you go in there saying you belong, you're here for a reason, and you make that known and you collaborate. And one thing I think that is important, I hear a lot of people say they collaborate. Well, collaboration doesn't mean you go in a meeting and you get what you want.
Right.
Collaboration means you went to a conversation with an open mind and you walked away with the best possible outcome. It may not have been what you wanted. It may have been a variation. You may have not gotten anything you want, but at the end of the day, it was the best possible outcome for the situation. That's true collaboration.
Well, some people, let's just be real, because I'm in that kind of mood, y'all.
Uh-oh.
A lot of what gets in the way is ego.
100%.
And then another part that gets in the way is people thinking that you always have to stand on principle. And while I agree that matters, sometimes being effective is just more important. Like what I mean by that is I don't care if when we walk away from the conversation, you thought you got me, or there's like a one up, or you were right and I was wrong, or it ended up being what you wanted to do versus what I wanted to. Like, I'm going to approach the conversation in whatever manner is going to just get to the point I want to get to, which is resolve. And there's been people I've worked with who were very difficult people to work with. And it was kind of known. And I'm going to be the person that comes in and is like, figure out how to communicate with that person to get to where I need to get to. And that may mean that every time I have a conversation with that person, I take several deep breaths before I go in, and I take several deep breaths when I come out. But are we getting to where we need to get to? Because who really cares? I don't care.
Again, that's a collaborative spirit, though. I think several people think that collaboration is talking at someone, right?
Or talking over someone.
Right. Or
they just want an audience.
To your point, Jeremy, I know better, right? So I'm really there to educate you lowly person. That's not collaboration. That's not how you produce the best outcomes. I tell my team sometimes, you have to think about the population you're serving, right? The population, everybody's got customers, right? 100 customers, a bajillion customers, doesn't matter. Those customers are not identical.
How many zeros are in bajillion exactly, Rachel?
11 million.
A bajillion.
A bajillion. Sorry, I didn't mean to say. No, I was just like, "Ooh, that's a big number."
But they're all separate and unique, and those zeros are not the same, Jeremy.
No, they're not.
But that's why it takes a team, right? And if you think you can walk into a meeting and you have the best idea and everybody must listen to you, then I guarantee you are not serving your population, because not everybody thinks like you. If everybody thought like you, they'd only need you at your job. They wouldn't need everybody else.
True. Facts.
Truth.
Yeah. Well,
they're trying to build a data center.
Oh yeah.
In the town next to me.
Well, I have a lot invested in this because my parents recently moved and bought a condo because they downsized, and they are literally trying to build a data center. I'm not kidding you. Like, you could throw a rock and hit where they want to. And there's all these rules, right? And there are all this uproar, and there are all these town hall meetings where everybody in the county is going and saying, absolutely not. We are not going to build these data centers, and it's tax on our resources and all this. So that made me think, do I just hate data centers because everyone else says that I hate data centers? Or is there like a legitimate reason that I need to hate data centers? Like, is it going to devalue the property where my parents live? And so, they'll never be able to sell again.
Or is
So I
that just a
started doing a little
rumor
bit-
that keeps getting repeated?
Yeah, like I'm signing petitions or whatever. Like, should I be? I don't know. So I started doing a little bit of research, and I'm by no means an expert, and I could be totally wrong because, the internet's not always true.
Please comment or
Please
write
comment
us if we got it wrong. Okay.
But there's a few reasons why these data centers are a problem. The first one is the noise that they make. So they have been clocked in, like when they're running, especially when they're running through their cycles, because these data centers are basically just giant warehouses of computers. That's really what they are. There's giant warehouses that do all this computation around AI. I mean, it's what runs the internet and all these applications that we're developing. We're doing more and more of that as a society. So therefore, we have to have more and more infrastructure to support all of these things. So they are necessary. I completely agree. However, some of the earlier data centers that have been built, and actually one that's up the road from us is the one that I actually saw a picture of it running. There's a lot of cooling that has to happen because of all the computing power, right? So there's a lot of strain on the water, a lot of strain on the energy resources. Like they do consume a lot of power. They also are very loud. So when they're going through their cycles, they are outside of the building now. I'm talking about people that are outside of the data center. They are extremely loud. It sounds like a buzz.
You know what I wondered though? Because I read that too. But how is that any different from an electrical plant? Because an electrical plant has the same buzz sound. Like I think it would be interesting to find out, like, what is the comparison of an electrical plant's buzz sound versus a data center? Like, is it really that much higher? Because electrical plants, they faced a lot of controversy too when they originally went in for the same, not the same reasons as data center, but the space, the consumption.
Well, everybody,
of resources.
anytime it's a new thing like that, and it is such a big footprint and impact, I think people naturally go to like worst case scenario. Well, did y'all see where again, I can't remember if I talked to y'all about this or someone else. Actually, I think it was my uncle, where Kevin O'Leary, is that how you say his last name, from Shark Tank?
Yeah.
Did you see where he was trying to propose doing a data center in Utah that the state fought back? Okay, so it was originally supposed to cover 40,000 acres.
Wow.
Which is roughly the size of Washington, D.C.
Wow. That's huge.
Yeah.
But what would that have offset, though? Like, that's always my question. If he built that big thing, does that mean the one in Calhoun's not needed?
Right.
Like, or is that...
I don't know.
Because...
He was going to call it Wonder Valley, because, they call him Mr. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Wonder Valley. And it was going to be like in rural Utah. So, like, the state's point was like, we can't just keep... And this is going to be true no matter where they put it.
Right.
Like, at what point do we stop taking up agricultural space and nature to just continue constructing human buildings, homes, roadways?
You're going to run out
whatever
the
thing. Yeah, we're going to run out. And then, like, what's
natural
left?
resources are finite, and you only can do so much with them.
Well, and that's why they're trying to put data centers in space too, which I think is a great alternative.
It's a great alternative.
You don't have to worry about the cooling, right? There's a lot of things that come into play. You don't have to worry about the noise. I guess aliens might care, but
I don't care about the aliens.
Well, maybe they're listen.
Hope you can't hear up there, alien. Just don't come down here and try to take me in the middle of the night. Thank you.
Let's dive into this a little bit more in another episode, please, because
aliens.
Yes, because the grandfather. I'm gonna make a foil hat and everything. I'm gonna do it for the episode. To wear it while we talk about it. The grandfather who just left me, how dare he? Swore that they saw a spaceship while they were at sea.
100%.
I believe it.
100%.
We can totally go down this rabbit hole. I'll make a tinfoil hat.
He said it was shaped like a giant cigar, and it had a bunch of lights, like a row of lights, and the main reason you could tell it wasn't another type of aircraft is how it moved. It didn't just go straight forward. It went forward, back, up, down, like a bunch of different directions.
All the videos they've been declassifying for the UFO sightings.
Well, my wife had already been watching the documentaries before this conversation. In fact, I think that's what brought it up was I made some kind of ha-ha to my grandfather during a visit about how Jessica had become obsessed with alien documentaries, to which he was like, oh, yeah. Like, just so matter of fact, oh, yeah. Yeah, we saw it. We saw one a few times. And we were like, sir, what? Yeah. And how are we just now talking about this and you're 80 years old?
Look, I'll save my story for when I think I saw a spaceship too.
Okay.
I'll tell it on that episode because the next one will be our special guest, not the next one, but the next one. So tune in like 3 weeks.
Please let us know about this
with Coffee Meets Cloud.
but also write us about the data centers thing, because I'm equally invested in this, Cassandra, and I don't want to speak out of turn. Like, I don't want to say things that aren't true, and I don't want to be like inflammatory about things. I want to just be fact based, but I am nervous. Like, I hope there's an emphasis happening in some spaces to figure out how to do this in the smartest way we can as a human race. Like, it is necessary, I'm sure, but to Rachel's point, like, can we put it in certain places? Can we be strategic about when it runs, how it runs, where it runs, whatever?
Well, and all the newer ones from my research do seem to be focusing more on the environmental impacts and how do you reuse the water and how do they generate their own electricity and like all those things, which is very important. So it should be easier in the future, but then you've got to go back and rebuild all these old ones, right? And do different things. But yes, to your point, I want us to be very fact-based. So if you have an opinion about data centers, or if you have facts, not necessarily opinions, that you want to share with us that we need to talk about, let us know.
Yes.
And please make sure that you go and buy land now, because you may not be able to later.
Correct. It will be part of a data center.
Exactly. With that, Caramy, it's that time to take us home.
Thank you guys so much for tuning into this week's episode. We hope you enjoyed the conversation. We drop episodes every Tuesday. Please connect with us on socials at Coffee Meets Cloud, or come visit our website at coffeemeetscloud.com. We hope to see you next week. And until then, keep your coffee strong.
Bye, guys.